How's it going, everybody? This is the wild child, Connor Hopkins, the handsome coyote in Those Damn Coyotes, and you are listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast with DB, Primo, and AJ.
Thank you, sir. Welcome, everybody, to the Sit Down Marks podcast, episode number 88. How you feeling today, boys?
I feel fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know why.
88 for life. I had to get that in there for Jet Designs. That's an inside joke.
Dale Jr. Woohoo!
Oh yeah, he's
actually it wasn't because of Dale Jr.
I don't know what you're talking
in
about.
reference to one of The Rock's early movies, Gridiron Gang.
I remember Gridiron Gang. That movie sucked.
In that movie?
No, it was like
not?
the
So it goes way deeper than that. Huh?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Nope, not even close.
All right, well, let's not get into it.
Only me and Jet Designs and people who are Gridiron Gang connoisseurs would know.
Of which there are 3 of you.
Right.
Well, all right.
It's like
all
you
right.
2 and one of the extras in the movie, and that's
Tell
it.
your little Facebook
Exhibit.
group to subscribe to the podcast, and I'll be happy with it.
Your little Facebook group. Your Gridiron Gang fan
The
club.
Gridiron Gang Facebook group.
It's just a group chat with me and Jet Designs.
That's it.
All right, welcome to the Best Kept Secret in Wrestling podcast. What's going on, everybody? Those are my 2 co-hosts, Primo and AJ, right here each and every week. We want to thank everybody listening on all the podcast platforms out there, including Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, Google, all those other ones, and obviously SportsWire Online Radio, all our brethren podcasts over there. Make sure you go check those guys out every Friday night. We got the man, Thomas Rice, who comes on each and every week on Friday nights, and usually our pod will come on somewhere around there as well. And just a reminder, if you like the pod, please leave a review, tell a friend, all that good stuff. You know what we're trying to get here. Primo, you ready, man? I like the old pop of the pod. Let's see what's happening today.
$2 bucks, baby. Just walking through an alley. Yeah. Ready to fight.
Yeah. Oh, Ultimo Dragon.
Yeah.
That's an old one.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's one I remember from WCW mainly.
The dub.
Yeah.
Dub.
But he was just on some top 5 masked wrestlers list not long ago, correct?
I believe he was on all 3 top 5 masked wrestlers lists.
And I saw that. I might have dreamed this, but
This might not be reality, but let's go.
I thought I saw somewhere that he wants to come back, wants to do something somewhere soon.
Does it matter where?
We can book him at Iron Spirit Pro.
I was going to say, I know of a little promotion.
Yeah, right?
Might be interested.
Luchador Ultimo Dragon returns. Oh, he did return. Okay, returns to U.S. for show in San Jose.
San Jose, it's a little out of our.
And that was
viewing
on
area.
October 19th, so I did see something that I am probably dreamed about it too.
Yeah, most likely.
Wonder what his booking fee is. How
$20
much do you think it is to book Ultimo Dragon for your show?
Dinner and gas money home.
$5,000 plus travel.
$5,000. Get out of here, Ultimo Dragon. $5,000.
He's
No way.
55.
I'm gonna say
so
$200.
for Ultimo Dragon.
Yes,
Okay, crazy.
$200.
You're not serious.
Well,
I think that's
Clark.
fair.
You're not serious. $200?
Look,
the
we
fuck
know he's
outta here.
okay. We know he's a legend, right? We know he's a legend.
Right.
But Little Johnny don't.
Little Johnny is the biggest Ultimo Dragon fan.
And the
Sure.
problem is the ones that are the most expensive, Little Johnny knows about.
Who's Little Johnny?
Every little
I'm
fucking
gonna say legit.
little
I bet
bastard
he's
out there.
no cheaper than $2,000 plus travel.
So,
Oh, you mean to book for a match? I thought we were talking about booking for an interview.
yeah, no, a match.
Oh no, yeah.
A
No,
match? Hell no. That's way more
I'm talking
expensive.
matches. Yeah, that's why we're way off here. I was confused.
Yeah, where's he
Um,
coming
I don't
from?
know. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, if you want to book, here's a comparable. This is not comparable at all. But if you want to book Honky Tonk Man, for an appearance, it's $2,500 to $7,500
There you go.
for Honky Tonk Man.
Right.
I just want to throw that out there.
He's a honky tonk man.
He's a honky tonk. He's cool.
Cocky.
He's cocky.
I'm cool.
He's bad. I
I'm
despise
bad.
Honky Tonk Man.
All right, welcome to the show, everybody. I am the Dirty Bird. It's time to talk about what we're going to talk about. So AJ and I are going to fill you in on all the stuff that happened at Iron Spirit Pro this Saturday, including did CJ Esparza win the title? We'll let you know here shortly. We will make our WWE Crown Jewel picks and briefly chat about AEW and Impact Wrestling as well. And our Dropkick discussion this week is going to be a popular one. Mick, this week we're going to be talking about Mrs. Foley's baby boy.
Mrs. Foley's baby boy.
The three faces of Foley. I'm Dude Love. AJ is Mankind. And Primo is Cactus Jack. We're going to be talking and debating which persona was the best. So all those Mick Foley fans out there, get ready. This is the podcast for you. I know Top Rope Baking is going to be excited about this one because she is a big Mankind Mick Foley fan. By the way, shout out Top Rope Baking. Shook me up with a t-shirt. How about that?
What?
Shout out. Primo wears a 2X.
I was there. How come I didn't get a t-shirt?
I'll pay for one. I'm just saying Primo wears 2X. I'll gladly pay for it.
I've been eating those cookies since Saturday, and I'm going to be really sad because I only have one left, and I've been saving it. It's like one of those where it's like the last piece of pizza. Like you're going to be so sad when it's gone, so you don't want to eat it.
Yeah, well, I'll be honest.
I'm conflicted. We
bought cookies and like the cake cups things, and I was excited about all, but kids ate the cookies, so I ended up eating a red velvet cake cup, which I love red velvet cakes, my favorite, and then the Billy Gunfetti too as well.
Oh, that's the one that I have left is the Billy Gunfetti.
Yeah.
Has a cream cheese filling. Are you kidding me? Delicious.
So we're going to debate all the personas of Mick Foley and all that and much, much more. Primo, try not to burp. 1 second, go.
This is Levi Cooper.
Hey, this is Buck Nasty, Bucky Collins.
This is Big B.
What's up, bozos? This is Trevor Outlaw, and you're listening.
And
you're listening to the Sit Down Marks.
Sit Down Marks.
Sit Down Marks.
And you're listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast with DB, Primo, and AJ.
All right, so AJ, let's talk about this weekend at Iron Spirit Pro. We had kind of our Halloween show, and one of the best cards we have had so far since we've been on board, probably in the history, man. And spoiler alert, fast forward if you're an Iron Spirit Pro fan, don't want to know what happened because I don't think anything's been posted yet on social media. But CJ did not come away with the title. He was only no, he did not.
We thought he did
come away with the title. Yes, we thought he did, but he was disqualified by the referee for inadvertently kicking the referee. So they're going to run it back in December in a no disqualification match. So this time there has to be a winner. And it should be pretty interesting here, but the card was amazing. I mean, AJ, you ran the camera all night that night, God. So you got up close and personal with every match. Talk about what you saw that you liked, man.
Well, first of all, that tag team match was phenomenal. Well, there were two tag team matches. One was technical difficulties. Is just fantastic. They are just fantastic in the ring. So it was fun to, get up close and personal with all their stuff. That
they're so smooth, man. They're smooth.
And I hate to admit that 815 is also so amazing. They were fun to get up there, but then there was a bit of a gross spot that I wish that I wasn't up close and personal for.
Right. It's not ballet, right?
What?
Things happen. I said it's not ballet, right? As they say.
Yeah, no, people definitely get injured and stuff. And this is one of the grosser ones. It was a Tomoko took a nasty bump, and there was things happening out of his head. Is how I'm gonna put that.
He's okay.
He's
fine.
He's okay.
He's going to recover and be just fine. Yep.
And then obviously the main event with CJ and Brubaker. Like I couldn't. It was hard to focus because I was so excited. The crowd was so excited. So during that match, the camera's going to be like, yeah.
Very hot crowd. Very hot crowd. They were into it. They wanted CJ to win. It seemed like CJ's time to win. But, he's got to follow the rules, I guess. Brubaker was in front of the referee. CJ went up to do a drop kick on Brubaker. He moved out of the way, kicked the referee. Referee went out, rolled out of the ring, and then once he woke up, with the help of Brubaker, he brought senior referee Jason Pemberton over to myself. And then I, as the ring announcer, was informed by Jason that CJ had been disqualified due to striking a referee. So we're going to run it back in December, and I'm very much looking forward to it. The card
so really this whole thing was your fault, if you want to be honest.
I have to. I'm not a rule enforcer, but I'm a rule explainer. You see,
sounds pretty wishy washy.
So you're doing ring announcing.
Yes, sir.
And AJ.
Oh, it's the camera guy.
Camera guy.
Camera guy / commentary. One of the two.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Depending on the night.
Yeah.
Who they got just like ringing the bell?
Justin, who is the audio guy, plays the music.
Well, see, he's doing more than one job there. Primo can just come ring the bell.
Oh yeah, he's not just ringing the bell.
Yeah, if you show up to work, you can get to do stuff like that. But you didn't show up in over like a year and a half.
We have a spot saved for you every time.
Yeah, I know, man. Yeah.
There's a third seat.
We always got.
You could have done commentary all night.
Yeah, you could have. There's always a spot.
One of these times, I'm gonna show up, and they'll be like, "Y'all have a third guy?"
If you show up, I'm gonna be like, "Grab that rail right there. We're putting this ring together. Let's go."
Grab some boards.
Now you know why I've been ducking you this whole
boards.
time. I don't want to work. This podcast isn't supposed to be work.
Man, peel the curtain back, man. So Saturday night after we got back, we were stacking the ring back up at the place where it's kept. I was loading wood planks from the ring onto, and the biggest splinter went through my hand, out, and then back in my hand again.
I wouldn't call it a splinter. A splinter is suggesting something that's polite.
Sure, it was like a monster toothpick.
It was like a branch. It was gross.
So I couldn't pull it out on my own because it wouldn't move. So AJ had to, with scissors, cut it in the middle, and then we had to pull it out in two pieces.
Oh, yes. It was.
Yeah.
That is not part of my job description.
Mine neither. But hey, wrestling, right?
It was. Well, you know what's weird is like that was totally fine to me. Like I could, yank shit out of your hand all day. But if you were to be like, "Oh, I'm gonna be sick," then I would have been like, "Oh, gotta go," and then sprinted in the other direction.
Yes.
But like your blood splurted on me, and I was like, "Okay, that's fun. That's fine."
Yeah, it was awesome. But it was an awesome night of wrestling. An absolute great main event. We're turning this around pretty quick. We got another. Next show is December the 9th. That's when the next main event is going to be between CJ and Brubaker. No DQ match. At the Normal Community Center. Thanks once again to Top Rope Baking. She's the biggest sweetheart, one of the biggest sweethearts I've ever met. Just a really, really, really cool chick. And I think she pretty much sold out of all her cookies, so I was happy to see that.
Yeah,
and,
she's awesome.
She always has a spot there at Iron Spirit Pro. But, like as we said, we got to get ready for the next show. So the next show is going to be big. More announcements coming up here pretty soon with what's going to be going on with that card. But our next show for us coming up is going to be November the 19th. We're going to be back in Dixon, Illinois, one of our favorite venues at Rossbrook Studio. It was actually one of the first times AJ and I got involved in a match, so this is going to be fun to go back there. This is the season 11 finale, main event already. Mr. Havens, who is just Havens now, versus the over year, I believe, champion of Hartenbauer. So that's your main event. Your boys, the Sit Down Marks, are the sponsors of that main event. So, of course, AJ and I are going to be in the house, obviously, that night. So that's going to be the next show coming up. So we'll be talking about that later on down the line. If you guys are ready, man, let's talk a little wrestling and what we're watching on TV. Let's start with AEW this week. What do you guys, did y'all check out the Swerve in Our Glory versus FTR match on Dynamite? It was pretty sick. I mean, FTR, but it was good.
It was fantastic, and I was shocked at the finish of it. Was not expecting that.
It was a little off kilter, but but yeah, I thought just all the way around, just a good match. FTR they just make everybody look good, man. I mean, I wish I could do it. Like we could put together a tag team. Any combination of us three, and they would probably do a damn good job of making us look good, even though we don't know shit.
We would look like superstars.
Right.
Are they one of the best tag teams of all time?
I think they are now. Like, I think
so
you got to
too.
talk about them now. Yeah. I mean, top 10, yes, arguably.
I mean, the fact that we weren't allowed to use them as a tag team in our top 5 favorite tag teams list, because the list was top 5 favorite tag teams that aren't named FTR. That says a lot. Like they're unbelievable.
Yeah, they're throwbacks. They're new school. They got old school flavor. You know what I mean? But and they give respect to the guys from the old days. I don't know. I'm not in the fucking locker room, but they have that vibe of being like locker room leaders and, guys you want to work as hard as if you're, you know what I mean? If you're a tag team, you got to be studying their matches because they're a little bit of everything all rolled into one, except for the flippy shit, you know what I mean? But other than that, because they don't do flips, you know what I mean? But yeah, awesome. But big thing, let's talk about the MJF promo with Renee.
Yeah,
this was awesome.
It was amazing, but
it was mid.
That was pretty good.
It was good.
I like, and considering what followed it, I'm really hope they're not pulling Michael's favorite wrestling dinosaur, Luchasaurus angle here, because it looks like they're turning him face.
It does. Because Stokely Hathaway's little the firm fucked him up at the end of the show, right? Through a table and all that good shit.
He fired him.
He fired him, and then and they
this
fucked him up.
And this is after he prevented them from attacking Moxley anymore.
Well,
interesting.
But also in the same aspect, he's trying to not take any shortcuts.
Moxley.
Yeah, not taking shortcuts with the whole thing with Regal.
That's also a very face thing to do, though.
It is.
I mean, I want MJF as a face just because he's awesome, but at the same time, I don't, because he's the best heel in the business.
He's gonna toe the line. He's gonna face, but he's gonna be a Stone Cold type of face where he's still gonna be a badass and a mean motherfucker to everybody. It's just gonna be funnier when he's a face, probably, than more serious type stuff. But I mean, they know that he's like in their top 3 in the company, and he's gonna be hot either way.
Yeah.
So I mean, if they turn him I don't know. I guess one of those wait and see kind of things. But is him and Mike Tyson going to mix it up this week on Dynamite?
Oh God, I hope not. Like, why?
MJF cut a promo on Mike Tyson.
MJF doesn't need gimmicks.
True.
Yeah, honestly, I agree with AJ. Yeah, he doesn't need that.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't need a celebrity. Not to say that like Roman Reigns does, but he did. MJF is.
No.
It's just they don't need that to get MJF over. Like they don't need it. Like so, I think it's superfluous, and I think it's a bit stupid. Really, I think it's stupid.
I saw this headline today. It said something like Logan Paul wants to defend the Universal Championship against The Rock at WrestleMania. And I was like, what fucking world does this guy live in?
Seriously. Like, fuck off, dude.
Like,
How are you
what?
a face?
Number one, you have to believe that you would win the fucking title. And then you have to believe that somebody as legendary as The Rock would give you the time of day. Not only that, WWE would even book that match whenever they know they could book The Rock against someone who they could draw way more money from.
And not be hated because Logan Paul's hated.
That would be so. If you want to be a heel.
Yeah, there you go.
That's just
like
propaganda to try to get people to
It is, and it is.
Jewel. Yeah.
I'm like, come on.
God, fuck Crown Jewel.
Yeah, are they going to do this thing or what? Because I know there's like a threat of war.
Yeah, I
right
got that
now.
in the headlines. To talk about it a little more later, but yeah, I will see.
All right, we'll talk about it later. My last note for AEW: it looks like this might be the beginning and the start of a little bit of a Powerhouse Hobbs push, and I think I kind of like it.
Yeah,
I think he might be a good little nasty heel, unstoppable force type of guy.
I agree.
I think he might need a mic, a guy. I think not a mic, a manager.
Mouthpiece.
Yeah, he needs a mouthpiece.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah, thank you.
And, he had Ricky.
Right.
He did have Ricky.
Yeah, he did have Ricky. Can't have Ricky now. Somebody else now.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Where's Ricky? Come on.
I saw somewhere because people were like clamoring for Tony to put Ricky on TV, and Ricky said something on Twitter like, "I'm okay, guys. It's okay. I'm fine."
yeah.
No, you're not, Ricky. You need to be on TV.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move to Impact Wrestling, boys. They announced January the 13th is Hard to Kill in Atlanta. Is one of their next shows coming up.
Wait, isn't that a Steven Seagal movie?
Sorry? It was, yeah. Hard to Kill was.
They're naming their pay-per-views after Steven Seagal movies?
I mean, it's been one of their pay-per-views for a while.
Yeah,
really? Have I just missed it this entire time?
Many years, yeah.
Yeah, quite a while. It's one of those
shit
staples.
on me.
Yeah. It's not Bloodsport, but it's, Hard to Kill.
That's Van Damme.
Yeah. Hardcore Country's rolling on. Mickey continues her streak.
That's right. The rodeo lives on.
Hardcore Country.
That's right. Well, I wasn't expecting him to just throw it out there.
Hardcore Country! So there it is.
Yes, the rodeo does live on. Mickey James won again, so still hasn't lost.
Yeah.
Who else? Major Brothers defeated Motor City Machine Guns.
What the hell is going on?
Or Major Players, they call themselves.
Yeah. Oh, what the hell?
What the hell is going on? What the hell?
I mean, it was a. See. Gave a squirrely finish though, so he said there's gonna be more to come. I'm a chicken hawk.
Don't you know?
I'm a chicken hawk. Great reference.
Yeah.
Oh, I was not expecting that. It's amazing.
That's all I got for Impact. I thought the episode was except for the
I agree.
Match. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Black Taurus advanced in the X Division tournament.
All right. All right, let's get to WWE.
And Trey Miguel defeated Allen Angels.
Yeah. Okay, you got any more?
Sure. I'm just fucking with you. Go ahead.
I know. All right, let's jump to WWE. The one word that's been sweeping the wrestling world over the last week. Once again, Sami Zayn, the greatest thing in wrestling right now.
Without question.
Lighting the wrestling world on fire by explaining to Roman to not be so hard on Jay because Jay hasn't been very oozy.
He hasn't been feeling very oozy
Oozy.
lately.
Yes.
God,
Oh, how hilarious was this spot, dude?
so good.
Everybody broke character.
He broke Roman Reigns and Jey Uso in 1 second.
Yes,
Oh my god.
I feel like everybody in that ring was dying.
Yes.
And and they couldn't contain it. Like they were live and they just could not bring themselves together. Jay was losing it.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
Like he was trying to hide his face.
Yeah,
But,
he was, which was awesome. He
I
tried
saw
to turn
somewhere
around at one point.
That they had plans for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, but that's been
Put on
delayed
hold, right?
just simply because Sammy's on fire right now.
Yeah,
he's
his angle
on
is hot. His angle is hot right now.
Yeah, super hot.
I got a
like
question
that
for
red
you guys. You think the bloodline turmoil is just a little too soon? You think they should ride it out a little more with?
Nope.
You know,
Get it on with.
Jay? Yeah.
Or get on with it.
Okay.
I missed when factions were like multi-year things.
Yeah,
like
long
Yeah,
faction.
solid
I
for a while.
I like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we can blow them off later.
Then
I
we'd
don't
be
know.
fucking shocked. We'd be like, "Oh
Sure.
my god!"
Yeah. When somebody clotheslines somebody else or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who you can blame for that?
Who?
Waka wa hey hey, the waka wa hey.
I think I have that somewhere for you.
What
Since you
about?
were so excited to.
Waka wa hey hey.
Waka wa hey hey.
What about? What about Emma? You guys happy Emma's back?
It honestly
Neil
didn't
Dashwood?
even register with me.
I mean, I saw it and I was like,
Yep.
"Huh."
It wasn't exciting. It didn't like.
I'm
pop
like,
you or
why
nothing,
would
but-
you bring her back to lose? We know she's about to lose to Ronda fucking Rousey.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's going to put Ronda over, unless it was. I don't know. Is WWE doing one-offs at this point? Or,
I mean,
they
are sending who's it's to New Japan, so
Yeah,
right.
that's also in my headlines.
spoiler.
I like Wade Barrett, Michael Cole combo on SmackDown.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
love
yeah.
Wade Barrett.
Good.
I was
I
a
do
fan
too.
of him in NXT on commentary,
Yeah,
and
I
I'm
think
glad
that's
he's on
working out good.
SmackDown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if you put Shinsuke Nakamura versus Hit Row,
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah.
Shinsuke and Hit Row together, are they called Shit Row?
Shit.
Shinsuke, Hit Row, Shit Row.
I want
They were a
Shinsuke,
tag team this week.
my sweet, sweet
Yeah, I know.
Shinsuke, to stay as far away from Hit Row as possible because they are shit. I am not a fan of Hit Row.
Neither am I.
No,
Me,
not.
I third that opinion.
They're just awful.
What about
Like
Bray's?
what the?
I know. What about Bray's Uncle Howdy? Is that him or is that
That's Bo.
Is that Bo?
Yeah, Bo. I hope
So-
it's Bo.
Huh?
I said I've read on some of the internets people saying it's Bo.
Yeah, I saw this thing. There's a picture of Uncle Howdy with the earring, and
Mhm.
Bo has the same earring.
Oh yeah.
Unless they're being
I
clever again.
also saw a side by side, which we know is not the case, of Uncle Howdy and Malachi Black.
No.
But yeah,
Hilarious.
He's still under contract at AEW, right? Malachi Black. He wasn't released from his contract.
Yeah. I think he's still on the contract as far as I know.
Waka wa hey hey.
Waka wa hey hey.
I'm a little over Damage Control because they're getting so much airtime, I think. I mean, they
Yep.
lost the tag titles to
I was about to say, I don't think you have to worry about that much longer.
Asuka, Alexa. No,
Yeah,
'cause-
forget what I said about Asuka going back to NXT.
yeah. I think Bailey's winning the title this time.
God, I hope
Good.
so.
I
Hopefully,
think so. So they're gonna still
Like-
have the title.
Good
I'm ready for some quick changes. You know,
Yeah,
Mhm.
sure.
give me a couple quick changes.
I'm ready for not Bianca Belair. So whatever that entails, I'm ready for it.
I'm ready. You know, throw it on Bailey. next day on Monday Night Raw, Alexa beats her. I don't care.
Yeah, something.
I just want to see some mix up, you know.
Sure.
I'm a broken record when it comes to Bianca Belair.
And what was the point of bringing back Nikki Cross if you're just gonna?
You need some enhancement talent.
You got to have those God
damn it,
mids. You know. What do you think about Bray announced for Crown Jewel? What do they do with him here? Assuming they have the show, let's just. They continue to do what they've been doing, have him come out and talk and do something creepy and leave. Like
he's got to wrestle a match eventually.
Let's show up.
I don't think he's wrestling at Crown Jewel.
I mean, I wouldn't waste him at Crown Jewel.
Oh
no, hell
no! I don't think that's either. I don't know. That's what I'm saying too. Like I don't know what they're going to do with him, but I love that Brock Lesnar had a Megadeth shirt on this week. I was popping for that.
I saw that. That's pretty funny. Yeah. You know why I love Brock Lesnar this time around? Because he's not in the main event.
Yep.
Hooray!
He's not. If we got anything else, let's talk about NXT and then we'll do Crown Jewel picks. NXT, really, the only thing we got to talk about is Mandy's outfit. I'm just kidding, but holy cow, right? Like
that was fun.
Yeah,
it was a thing.
Yeah, no,
I enjoy Mandy Rose.
Yeah. So, go ahead.
Well, I just want to talk about, because we talked about Brock, but I just love the fact that Brock and Bobby are just two big ass bulls that will not back down from each other.
Nope.
Like this card's got 2 house fights on it.
That is going to be the
so they have 1 house fight and 1 clown show.
Yeah. Who's the other house fight?
Fucking the monsters among the monsters.
Oh yeah, fuck off.
Braun.
Yeah. I want more Sheamus.
Don't get me wrong. They could probably rip my spine out of my body, but that's okay. I mean, that still doesn't mean I want to see him fucking. Yeah.
And I get that
Seth Rollins is blonde again.
Yep.
With the streak?
It's like more blonde this time.
Yeah, it's more blonde. Yeah, he put more blonde in his hair.
Yeah.
Wait, why? Why would he?
Yeah, I like it. I'm down for it. Yeah, he has all of the. Even though he's married and has a child, I'm sure he has all of the ladies very happy. But that Rollins Theory match was awesome.
Yes, it was. Theory's good, man. He's getting better too.
I am so happy with what's going on with Austin Theory right now.
I feel like they broke him down and now they're building him back up their way.
Yep. I am on board for it.
R-Truth got hurt on NXT with his match against Grayson Waller.
Wait, I didn't see it.
Dive to the outside, messed up his knee.
Yeah.
The idea. So the idea. I like the idea of Pretty Deadly defending their titles against Braun and Wesley, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the problem I have with them defending their titles against Braun and Wesley is, what do they have to gain? They have everything to lose. So what's the point?
I mean, all they did. Somebody interfered. Who interfered in that match? Carmelo Hayes.
Carmelo,
Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah. So, it just kind of furthered storyline. But I thought the same. I was like, were they going to get out of this? I was like, honestly, I thought they were going to put them on Wes and Braun. I'm like, this seems like
for half a second.
Yeah, like a quick title change. But
I wouldn't want that.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that either. But
side play check.
Side play check. Boot, boot, boot. They're so good, man. I love watching. I
like
those
them
guys. Too. Yeah, Alba Fire. When she came out, I didn't even really look at her. I looked at the crowd. She doesn't get like a reaction. They
wait.
Yep. I think Nikita Lyons and Zoe are going to be mixing it up here shortly. I think they're going to fall out and feud. Yeah, they are too. But
I like half of that tag team.
Yeah, me too.
All right, let's make Crown Jewel picks. If you guys have got anything else before we move on.
No, that's all my notes for the weekly recap.
All right, let's make picks. We'll start at the bottom. Alexa Bliss, new champs, and Asuka versus Damage Control, which will be Dakota Kai and Io for the WWE Women's Tag Team match. They just won them. They're probably not going to put them back on them, right?
If Vince was still at the helm, I would say that they would, but no. Alexa Bliss and Asuka.
It'd be hilarious if they did.
They
But
would.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree that they're Asuka and Alexa. That's an OP team.
Okay, now here's one where we could be swerved. The Usos versus the Brawling Brutes for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. Anybody on board with the Brutes winning here?
Nope, but I do like them.
Okay,
Yeah, I like them too.
sure.
I think this match is actually going to be pretty good.
Not to say that Brawling Brutes don't deserve that championship. I just don't want it to happen at Crown Jewel.
No, me neither. Like at all.
Does Sammy accidentally make them lose the titles? Does
No.
Jay have something to do with them losing the
No.
titles?
No.
No.
You know what I mean? All kind of storylines
It's
they
not-
could run with there.
It's not big enough of a at this point. It's not that big enough of a venue for them to lose it.
Okay.
No, absolutely not.
All right. So what about a title change? Bianca versus Bailey for the WWE
Yes.
Raw Women's
Yep.
Championship. I'll say yes.
Yes.
Too.
Yep.
Yeah,
Bailey.
yeah,
Finally,
yeah.
please,
Yeah.
Bailey.
Yeah.
Bailey,
Yeah.
and then maybe you can afford to change your pants.
Exactly.
Get some,
Love
some
you.
pants that need
I
a
love
belt.
Bailey, but those pants are silly.
Not a match we're looking forward to, but make a pick anyway. Braun Strowman, almost.
Ron.
Yeah, Braun.
Yeah, I'm going Braun too. About Drew Mack versus Karrion Kross in the alleged blow off in a steel cage match.
Drew.
True. No, nope. Carrying. I'm changing mine.
Well, I'm gonna stick with Karrion too, just because of the type of match it is.
Plus, they're trying
Drew-
to build up Karrion Kross.
Yeah, Drew get the big win later on. I'm going with him.
So Drew gets 2 big losses back to back,
Yeah.
Mhm. He can afford it.
even after fighting him in the parking lot and all that shit,
Sure.
and them
Yeah.
having a no contact order.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drew wins the match at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
But isn't this the blow off?
That's what they. That's
No.
what they. That's what they.
Of course
that's what
not.
they're
I
telling
know.
us.
I know.
Oh yeah, that's what they're telling us. But you
That's
know,
what they're telling us. Yeah.
right? But it's not. All right, moving on to the top 3 matches on the card: Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. Primo, you're pumped for this one, man. Who you got?
I am. I know they're not
I'm
going to let
excited
this
to watch
happen.
it, too.
I know
Yeah.
they're not going to let this happen, but I really want Bobby to win clean.
Mhm. Yeah,
Me too.
I think that's the right move. Yeah.
I do too. But
Yeah.
I'm going to predict Brock.
Yeah.
What's slated to
Saudi
be
likes Brock.
Yes.
True. Yep. What's slated to be the co-feature, the OC returning, the Good Brothers and AJ versus the Judgment Day in a 6-man tag team match. AJ?
I honestly don't care who wins this.
Yeah,
I just want to
This
see
will be
it.
warm-up. Yep.
We'll go the OC.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, realistically, even obviously we are talking about WWE here, but you have 3 veterans in the OC,
Sure.
and then in Judgment Day you got 2
Finn
vets
Balor.
and a green kid.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I picked the OC as well.
Yeah.
They
I'm going-
should win on paper, but
Yeah.
They should. AJ just lost. Carl Anderson
can't
just-
forget about
Anderson-
Rhea though.
Yeah, Carl Anderson just lost. I think OC wins this one on like a Dominic takes the pinfall.
I just want to
Yes, sir.
see AJ and Finn fight.
Right.
I don't care about the outcome. I just want to see one of those.
All right, the main event, boys, is Logan Paul going to be our new tribal chief?
No.
Exactly. Yeah, we know. Who
What
we're
a
going with
stupid-
that
I-
one. So
Hate this so much.
What
the
a
only-
waste of time.
What a waste of Roman Reigns.
so the only title change we're looking at is we're thinking Bailey.
Bailey.
Bailey,
Okay. Yeah. Because they're going to have I think they're going to have at least one big moment over there. You know. So. But that's your card. Smelly market, boys. Your excitement level, 1 to 10. What are you thinking?
Well, to be honest, I'm excited for exactly one match on this card. I'm gonna give it a. Ooh, and I'm trying to hold back my sourness for the Crown Jewel pay-per-view.
Sure.
3 out of 10.
So what if this pay-per-view was in like Boston?
Right. They might have to
It
do
would
it somewhere like
it
that.
would boost it up for me a bit because I mean no it wouldn't boost it up for me a bit. The reason I have a problem with Crown Jewel is because they put on this attraction shit because that's what Saudi princes pay for.
Yeah, they're paying for it. Literally, they're
Yeah.
paying for outcomes. And
Right.
so I agree. I give it
Yeah.
a 2 actually because I could give a shit about the outcome of any of these matches.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not real, stellar excited about this card. I do love some daytime wrestling though. So that part, excitement level, like 6, 7. I'll put that on the TV.
Is it outside?
Along with college football. It is. It is outside, but I think it's nighttime, isn't it? So it's
It
It
like
is
a-
over there, yeah. It'll be nice.
Like
yeah.
I was gonna say, so they can't lay on the mat and look at the clouds like I
No.
said
Right.
before.
Yeah. No, they can't. So, all right. So that's the card for Crown Jewel. We'll come back next week and talk about how we did and how we enjoyed this card, or if we didn't. Now it's time to move on, boys. Let's get rolling with this week's Dropkick discussion.
Hey guys, this is Mr. Havens, the Argyle assassin himself, giving them all the shivers.
This is the one and only Mike Hartenbauer.
This is Faces of Billy Starks.
This is referee Dan Perch.
What's up, bozos? This is Trevor Outlaw. You can address me as yours rudely. And you're listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast.
You guys are listening to Sit Down Marks podcast.
You're listening to Sit Down Marks podcast.
Come celebrate pro wrestling right here on the Sit Down Marks podcast.
With DB, Primo, and AJ.
With DB, Primo, and AJ.
With Primo, DB, and AJ.
And you're listening to DB, Primo, AJ here on the Sit Down Marks podcast, the best podcast for professional wrestling.
All right, for this week's Dropkick discussion, we're going to debate the 3 faces of Mick Foley, his big 3 personas of Cactus Jack, Mankind, and Dude Love. Each one of us took a persona, and we're going to briefly talk about the championships they won with that persona, the top 3 things that they did with that persona, which might end up being the same as the championships if you're Dude Love. And then also each one of us has picked out a nice promo from each persona to kind of wrap in today with our Dropkick discussion / promo school. And then we'll talk about at the very end which one of these was his best persona and which one we enjoyed watching the most. So to kick it off, we're going to start off with what was his first persona, which was Cactus Jack, is how he broke into the popular world of wrestling. Primo has taken Cactus Jack. Primo, take it away, brother.
All right, yeah, I did take Cactus Jack. I was super excited, and I even went back and watched some of the older Cactus Jack matches. Really, really fun. And actually, a match that I really enjoyed over the past year that we covered here on this pod was from Beach Bash versus Sting. But let's get right into some of the things that I say that Cactus Jack did or represented as one of the faces of Mick Foley that basically laid a foundation for what was to come. So Cactus Jack was a traveler. He was a road warrior, winning titles throughout the territories. He was still doing territories in the States, as well as wrestling in Europe and Japan. This is evident in listen to all these championships. We had Continental Wrestling Association tag titles with Gary Young, World Class Championship Wrestling Light Heavyweight Champ, World Class Championship Wrestling Tag Team Champ, WCW Tag Team Champ with Kevin Sullivan, ECW Tag Team Champ with Mikey Whipwreck, Extreme Mid-South Wrestling North American Champion 3 times, IWA World Tag Team Champion with Tracy Smothers, North American Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, National Wrestling League Heavyweight Champion, Ozark Mountain Wrestling North American Heavyweight Champion. Lots of heavyweight champs in there. Steel City Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. Steel City Wrestling Tag Team Champ with the Blue Meanie. And I actually went back and watched this yesterday. The 1995 King of the Death Match. It was called Kawasaki Dream, where he defeated Terry Funk in that final to become the 1995 King of the Death Match in Japan.
Have you ever watched that match before?
Yeah, I watched it yesterday.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
It's gross and good at the same time.
They did the exploding barbed wire stuff a lot better than Moxley and Omega did.
the party.
It is the absolute definition of watching a train wreck. Like,
absolutely.
Look away,
oh, yeah.
Look away.
Yeah. So, speaking of deathmatch, Cactus was one of the pioneers of bringing the deathmatch to the U.S. He also showed that someone like him, like Cactus Jack, someone of his size or his ability, could be a top draw in the early 90s as he faced the likes of Terry Funk, Vader, Sting, and amongst many others that we know about. And then one last thing here was he started to gain that reputation of being a little crazy and that he was willing and able to absorb pain and punishment that would lay that foundation of what we would know to become the hardcore legend that is today. So all of that wrapped into Cactus Jack, was it Mick Foley's beginnings, and this is a little promo for you guys. He's talking about Sandman and EC Dub.
Sandman, somewhere deep inside this demented mind, there lurks a soft spot. A soft spot for the things that have gone through my life. A soft spot for the wrestling history in my life. A soft spot, Sandman, for you, because you are a part of my wrestling history. 5 years ago when Cactus Jack was just starting to build the legend. 5 years ago when Sandman was just starting to exist. And so when I heard with eager ears the tales of the Sandman and ECW, when Kevin Sullivan sent word and said the Sandman is fabulous, I was very proud. And I watched, and deservedly so was I proud, because Sandman, every time you smoked a butt, it brought me pride. Every time you pile drove another hapless opponent, it brought me pride. And every time you smashed the Singapore cane against somebody's skull, it made me proud. Because I knew who you'd taken your lessons from, you'd learned very well. Because the Sandman doesn't and still does not care about winning. Just like 5 years ago, Cactus Jack had not a care in the world. And I hate to see it, but look into my eyes and you can see I'm a changed man. Because I like to win, Sandman. I like the ego gratification of the 1, 2, 3. I like to have my hand in the air, and I like to sign autographs. And therefore, I've become a weaker man. Because, Sandman, when you chose to cross my path, you chose a living hell. Because you have awoken the sleeping giant, made me ashamed of the man I've become. And I guarantee and I make you a vow right now that I'm not going to be that man anymore. Because as of now, Cactus Jack doesn't care. You look at the Sandman and you remember real well. I put the garbage can across your head and you didn't go down. I put it across your head a second time and not only didn't you go down, but I saw the faint remnant of a smile. And I said the Sandman's playing head games with the master, and he's winning. So, Sandman, you've made my hand a useless weapon. I'm not a doctor, but it's hurt real bad. And now you've taken my psychological warfare out of the game. So I say to you, Sandman, let's let it all hang out. Where wins don't count. Where the numbers 1, 2, 3 don't mean a damn thing. To where the only variable that means anything is guts. Because you've got them, Sandman. And once upon a time, I did too. And so I'm going to look deep inside my soul and say, Cactus Jack, if you can't take the Sandman out in the most vicious match in the game, then maybe you better become a full-time daddy and forget about wrestling, because ECW ain't for the faint of heart. So, Sandman, I'm on my knees. I'm on my knees, and I'm asking you for the favor. You meet me in my match. Not falls count anywhere, because that's far too civil and 1, 2, 3's count, and God knows I don't want them to. But Sandman, Texas death match, where the last man standing wins it all. And if you can beat me, Sandman, in a Texas death match, a match made famous by the likes of Cyclone Negro, by the likes of Stan Hansen, by the likes of Captain Redneck Dick Murdoch, and by the likes of my idol, Terry Funk, then Sandman, I'll walk away from this sport. And I'll walk with my head held low, because once upon a time, the words Cactus Jack meant something in the world of wrestling. But as far as I'm concerned right now, they're words I don't deserve. So, Sandman, you take the challenge and you beat Cactus Jack. Then away I go to become a full-time husband, a full-time father. And I don't want that. No, Sandman. What I want is you! Bang, bang!
Hell yeah. Bang, bang, indeed.
God, I love when he yells. It's the best.
Yeah,
it's so
man.
good. Like his voice is all cracky and
yeah. And
yes.
then he talks for
Dynamite
love.
So this is also like earlier in his promo days, before he became Mankind. So this is actually like 95-ish. He won the King of the Death match in 95. He went to WWF in 96. So on to you, Dirty.
on to me.
Oh, dope. Yeah, on to AJ. Sorry.
So 1996, the character of Mankind debuts.
Yeah,
His first match was against. I mean, one of us did.
Yeah.
So he debuted against Bob Holly when he was like Sparky Plug or something like that. And the original idea for the character was called Mason the Mutilator. By the way, thank you, Wikipedia, for this information. And Vince McMahon wanted to cover like Mick Foley's face. So they toned down the character a little bit, and that's where Mankind comes from. And so this is why he's the best face of Mick Foley. So first of all, he pioneered the Boiler Room match, which he invented it, basically, which they don't use anymore, which they should. He had the first ever Buried Alive match. And here's the important thing that I think. Well, first we'll get to his titles. Like, he had 3 WWF titles. And I would argue that, like, a lot of people say that Stone Cold is the reason why the Attitude Era overtook WCW and New World Order and all that fucking bullshit. No. My argument is that it's Mick Foley and Mankind that did it. Because first, he has that one of the most iconic matches of all time, the King of the Ring match with the Hell in a Cell with The Undertaker, where it has, the spot, everyone knows the spot where he goes through the cage. It wasn't planned. It was a bit of a botch. His tooth is in his nose. Like, it's disgusting. And then he has an I Quit match with The Rock, also in the same era. Both of those matches, PW Insider named Match of the Year in 2 different years. So the reason why I think Mankind is responsible for WWF eventually prevailing over WCW is because there was So one of his titles was a taped Monday Night Raw appearance against The Rock. And Monday Nitro, WCW's Monday Night Nitro, was live. And Eric Bischoff decided that he was going to have Tony Schiavone be like, oh, this will put butts in seats, and gave out the ending to that match like a total cunt. Thinking that, oh, this will be great. it backfired spectacularly. Everyone switched off of Nitro to go watch Mick Foley win the championship from The Rock. And it was the first time, and before that, it was the last time that WCW would ever beat WWF in the ratings again. So Mick Foley was the catalyst. Mankind was the catalyst for WWF overtaking WCW and basically winning the Monday Night Wars. Also, he invented Socko, which is one of the biggest merch sellers of all time. Which is disgusting. Only Mankind could take a dirty sock and make it into a merch selling machine, and got it so over that it was ridiculous. I mean, how many other firsts were there? He had the first empty arena match, which was awesome.
Yep.
That's when he took all his chair shots.
Yeah. He basically, what made him so beloved is when he fought, the Vince McMahon's corporation. Like all of this stuff added to WCW losing to WWF. So it's not Stone Cold that did it. It's not The Rock that did it. It's Mankind that didn't. That ended WCW, in my opinion. So let's
hear
a promo. And we've all heard like the famous Mankind promos, but here's one where he talks about how his matches aren't for the faint of heart.
When Oswald shot Kennedy, he was insane. But still we watch the reruns again and again. We all sit glued while the killer takes aim. Hey, Bob! There goes the pieces of the president's brain! We cannot throw the Christians to the lions anymore. There are no more public hangings. The closest we have is the Undertaker and Mankind. If you thought the Fireball was bad, I implore any women and families who love their children, don't order the pay-per-view, because I will not be held morally responsible. But I will not stop until the entire audience smells your charred flesh, feels sick to their stomach, until you are nothing but a random pile of body parts. And I kid myself not, this could very well be my last match. But I have my reservation in the emergency room, and I've gone through the trouble of making one for you. Because by the time we're done, Uncle Paul, unveil the present. You're going to need this, because we are going to look like twins.
Yeah.
I love Uncle Paul. By the way, that's Paul Bearer. He called Paul Bearer Uncle Paul.
Paul Bearer, yeah. It's whenever he took over Paul Bearer from Undertaker, yeah.
Called him. It was after the Boiler Room match when Paul Bearer turned on Undertaker.
Yeah, I was gonna say earlier when you were saying he pioneered the Boiler Room match, and I'll say nowadays people just hang out in the Boiler Room.
Yeah, that's where they live, in the Boiler Room.
That's where the creepy wrestlers just hang out. Yeah.
Looking at you, Stardust / Goldust / Abyss /
right.
Sometimes Sting.
Everybody else.
Yeah.
Right. So is that the conclusion of Mankind there?
That is the conclusion of Mankind.
Awesome. All right, let's move on here to the third persona, the total 180 from...
Exact opposite.
So, the exact 180 from these, from Mankind and Cactus Jack. And I think that was the whole idea. So, Cactus Jack could have some fun. So let's talk about this. So Dude Love debuted July the 14th, 1997. So this was a fun-loving, dancing, groovy, big-hearted, tie-dye wearing hippie side of Dude Love, right? Yeah, a total opposite of all of his characters. This was Mick Foley's babyface character. Full on babyface, just to dance, have fun, be groovy. Just for him to be able to act like a goof for a while, get away. He switched to this for a while to get away from taking what I read was supposed to be to get away from taking like the bumps as Cactus Jack, the bumps as Mankind. This is going to be a little more fun. But, obviously, Mick's still Mick, you know what I mean? So he's still going to be taking, bumps and that kind of stuff. But, this persona wasn't as heralded as the other two previously mentioned by Primo and AJ. This one, like I said, this one was just more fun, just to have fun with. He debuted in '97. There was never any WWE World Title runs as Dude Love, but however, he did have a tag team title run with Stone Cold. Not long actually after these guys put a tag team together in his debut, which we'll be talking about here in just a second. But probably his biggest match as Dude Love was in 1998 when he was having a feud with Stone Cold Steve Austin for the WWF World Title at the time. Now, this match was obviously Stone Cold won, but this was a pretty, probably the biggest match as Dude Love because Vince was the referee, and so a lot of things were going on there. And then probably his third biggest thing as Dude Love, and it still stands and will probably stand until until maybe they decide to do it later with somebody who has had more personas. But the 1998 Royal Rumble, Mick Foley was in the Royal Rumble as Cactus Jack, Mankind, and then third and last he came out as Dude Love, which still stands as being the only person to be in the same Royal Rumble 3 times. That's pretty cool stat
That's
to be
so
on.
cool.
I love that, by the way.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
so awesome.
Yeah, such a great storyline there, man. I love it. Yeah, so, but, championships, as I talked about, was with Stone Cold. Not a whole lot heralded on as that, as part of Dude Love having a lot of gold. But one of the, also to lead in here to this promo, one of the biggest memories of Dude Love, a lot of people remember, is from 1997. Stone Cold is in a feud with the British Bulldog, the Hart Foundation, and Owen Hart as well. Well, Raw comes on July the 14th, 1997. Stone Cold is going to be in a match against British Bulldog and Owen Hart. He's supposed to have a tag team partner as his choosing. Well, he had been talking to Mankind, and Mankind was trying to be his partner. And he was like, no, I can't be your partner. You can't be my partner, that kind of stuff. So anyway, this is the debut of Dude Love, where he comes on the screen and explains how he can be Stone Cold's partner in this very instance. And this kicked off the whole beginning of Dude Love.
Have mercy.
Wait a minute. Steve-O, looks like you could use a little help, my man, like maybe a tag team partner. What? What's the matter? Don't you recognize me? No, I don't blame you for not teaming up with that mutilated freak Mankind, but you never said nothing about teaming up with the hippest cat in the land. Steve-O, baby, it's me, Dude Love, and I am coming to save the day. Oh, have mercy.
What in the world is this? It's Mankind! It's Mankind, ladies and gentlemen. Well, actually, I guess it's an alter ego. Mick Foley, you should know, JR. You should know about. I know all about it. I know all about the kid jumping off the roof of his house. I know all about the kid that wanted to be a heartthrob. He wanted to be like Shawn Michaels, and now he's here. Dude Love lives. Dude Love. Dude Love. Austin says, what in the hell have I gotten myself into?
All right, so that was the debut of Dude Love. Now, we had all had promos here where there wasn't a whole lot of promos that were interesting with Dude Love. They were all just kind of like, yeah, baby, I'm the hippest cat in the land, yada, yada, yada.
Ow!
Ow, have mercy. He's doing a lot of those. So I thought the debut would be kind of interesting there. So he did come on to be Stone Cold's partner. They were tag team partners. They won the belts together. And then later on they would fall out, which was one of the best matches. So okay, so boys, let's. I'm sorry.
I just want to say two things real quick. Number one, I forgot the second thing, but the first thing was that Dude Love. So he ended up being Cactus Jack and Mankind, but as JR just said, Dude Loves who he envisioned himself being when he dreamed of being a wrestler.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Right. He didn't know he was going to be a deathmatch king.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Exactly. Literally. And
legend.
that was it. My second favorite thing about Mick Foley was whether he's Mick Foley, Cactus, Mankind, or Dude, he has different attire for every single one.
Yep.
Yeah, they all had a costume, didn't they?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, that was cool, man. So, all right, so let's circle back here. All right, so obviously we're gonna come down to the top two of Cactus and Mankind as his best persona. Dude Love was almost kind of a sideshow type persona for him. Fun, but definitely not going to be chosen over Mankind or Cactus Jack. Now, we both talked about these and reviewed these. Let's talk about this because I'm going to say this, hardcore legend wise, how he got, cut his teeth, how we got to know who he was Cactus Jack. Now, his biggest achievements in wrestling came as Mankind.
Yeah.
So, which are you going to side on the favor of which persona you would like the most?
Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and say, because I think that this one ended up becoming the more iconic of the three faces, and it became what he was more known for. I definitely think Mankind was it. Like we said, he cut his teeth as Cactus Jack. Cactus Jack came back and as we know, WWF made sporadic appearances, and we would all get excited to see Cactus Jack, come back because we knew he was a badass from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico.
Right.
But yeah, I agree. I think Mankind is definitely the top of the three.
Okay. AJ, you want to go next or you want me to go?
So Mankind. For
Okay.
the reasons that I stated in my argument. I do think that Mankind is more responsible for WWF killing NWO than people give him credit for. Like everyone says,
Mankind was the biggest mainstream persona, right?
Yes. And more so than Steve Austin. Even though it's cited as, Steve Austin and Mike Tyson, speaking of Mike Tyson.
Sure.
That kind of started the decline of WWE. No, it was people switching off so they could see Mankind beat The Rock in a pre-recorded TV match.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Mankind. Like it's when he won all of his championships, his heavyweight championships for the biggest company in the world. And it's also
possibly the hottest time ever in wrestling.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and he's my personal favorite, just all around.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, gosh, Cactus Jack, he's the wrestling purist's favorite persona of Mick. Coming up in the independents, being a underground king, all the way up to being signed by all kinds of promotions to where he is. You know what I mean? But a lot of people wouldn't know Cactus Jack if it wasn't for Mankind because, once, the interest of, he's been doing this for X amount of years. And so you kind of see how all, everything has been influenced together. Like, I wish it was Cactus Jack because That's my personal.
I mean,
favorite
I like it too.
persona
Yeah.
of him. Yes, but definitely his biggest of his career was Mankind. I mean, we all had to have a nice day T-shirts. We bought his book. He was one of the biggest players in wrestling in the '90s and the biggest era of wrestling possibly ever. I loved kind of going back watching a little bit of Dude Love, just to kind of remember, because I feel like it was kind of a short span because we all remember Cactus and Mankind both as much. But yeah, I think we all got this one right with Mankind for sure.
I love that. I agree, and I just real quick note. I love that famous promo where Mankind and Dude are talking about who's gonna face Triple H. And Cactus comes back. That's when you first see Cactus in WWF.
Yeah. I love me some WCW Cactus Jack, even though it was ridiculous. I love me some ECW, but I also love me some Mankind white shirt with a tie, with the mask on. Like it's iconic.
It's just
man.
it's wild
iconic.
that it's all the same guy.
Yeah. Talented. That's awesome, boys. So that's going to do it this week for the Dropkick discussion. Next week, well, let's just we'll let AJ drop it later. What's the previews going to be? I don't want to ruin it for his preview of next week, so we'll just leave it up to chance here, up to trivia to come up later. So now it's time. You guys are ready? Cue up my Lemmy music. It's time for King of the Mountain.
Mortal Kombat.
Hey, yo! Can somebody call my mama? It's about to get funky up in here. Time to play the game.
All right, King of the Mountain. As if you're new to the pod, what we do each and every week is we pick sometimes obscure sports, sometimes not so obscure sports, and we pick sports.
See?
One of the two
Playing
to
some
try to
sports.
keep a streak going here. AJ is your current King of the Mountain with a streak of 6. So he is up top right now looking down at the rest of us. But our current streaks at the moment, AJ and Primo set at 0. I myself got off the schneid last week by getting to 1. Now, this week last week I had the boys choose from the NFL game in London, which was early Saturday morning between the Broncos and the Jaguars. Now, I always have to have some wrestling affiliation. The Broncos reminded me of the Bronco Busters, so there's X-Pac, and then the Jaguars owned by the Khans, obviously. So there's the Khans versus X-Pac and the Broncos. So I was the only one that took the Broncos. Primo and AJ took the Jaguars. Your score from London, Broncos 21, Jaguars 17.
Bullshit, dude.
Horse apples. Fucking horse apples. Denver is bad.
Denver donkeys. They are. They are bad.
I mean, Jacksonville's
so bad.
Both teams are bad.
They're so bad that Denver's trying to give Russell back to the Seahawks.
Right, yeah.
Just take him back.
Take him back.
We'll take Geno Smith.
All right,
exactly.
So that'll take my current streak up to 2. You boys will sit at 0 on the goose egg for the week. So, all right, boys, let's see if you guys can
What's
get
the king again? 5?
Off the 6. AJ is king with 6.
One of these days, I'm going to get y'all to convince that it's 5 again.
That it's 5.
I got 4 to go. All right, here we go. This week's pick is we're going to be picking opening night NCAA women's basketball, boys.
Oh, fantastic.
So Monday night, November the 7th, we got opening night of the Evansville Purple Aces, which this reminded me of Jack Evans, Evansville, versus the Eastern Kentucky Colonels, which that reminded me of Chuck Taylor, the Kentucky gentleman. So we got the Evansville Purple Aces out of Indiana, reminded me of Jack Evans versus the Eastern Kentucky Colonels. I am your current streak leader at the moment. I am myself is going with the Eastern Kentucky Colonels for this one. Who is the home team, by the way, guys? We'll need to know that. So, AJ, who's your pick?
I am also going to go with Eastern Kentucky Colonels, but because of Colonel Rob Parker.
Oh,
not because of whoever the hell you said that I already forgot.
Chuck Taylor.
Yes, Chuck Taylor. So I'm going with Eastern Kentucky as well. Let's go Rob Parker's.
Both of these teams are 0-0, so there's no stats.
Look, I got nothing to lose. I want to go with Eastern Kentucky, Colonel Sanders, but I love fucking fried chicken too. But what was the other one called? Ace Austin's?
Evansville Purple Aces.
The purple
Ace
Aces.
Austins.
The Jack Evanses.
The Jack Evans. The freaking decapitators when staff explodes.
Whenever you're ready.
I choose them. I choose the opposite of you guys. I have nothing to lose, but I have everything to gain.
This is true. This is true. All right, so we'll come back next week and see how we did. Now, it's time for AJ's segment of the week. Let's do this.
Oh, yeah, AJ.
AJ's. Just kidding. No segment from that turd AJ this week. Primo and DB are gonna go be movie stars of the week.
All right, so your boys Primo and DB are taking over AJ's segment this week. Fuck that guy. All right, so
turd.
What we are going to talk about is we want to let all of the marks out there know in Marky Land that we've talked about a movie that's going to be coming out. It's called Iron Claw. It's a movie about the Von Erichs. Well, if you're in the Baton Rouge, Louisiana area, Caballero Casting is looking for extras to be a part of the 1980s college party scene in the upcoming feature film, The Iron Claw. Now, the movie, starring Zac Efron, will be filming in the Baton Rouge area this month. Based on a true story, the film follows the rise and fall of the Von Erich family, a dynasty of wrestlers who made a huge impact on the sport from the 1960s to the present day. Among the extras sought are a few kissing couples. Me and Primo is definitely in on that.
That's the one.
That is the one. And a few people willing, I hope they tell us to take our shirts off. It would be better. And a few people willing to swim. Now, here's the money part. The pay rate is $150 for a 12-hour day.
12 sweaty hours.
To be in a wrestling movie. So,
and you have
Primo, what time you want to leave, brother?
My chubby ass has to stand next to Jack Zefron, whatever the fuck his name is.
Jack Efron?
Jack Efron.
Jack Efron.
Roy Belly Efron.
So there you go. That's what's going on right now. If you want to be in the Iron Claw movie, me and Primo, we're going. Fuck it.
I'll go.
Hell yeah.
I'll take my shirt off. I don't care.
Kissing couples.
You get to be the swimmer. Me and DB are the couple.
Yeah, you guys can be the couple. I'll swim.
Yeah, we're going to be movie stars. We can be the kissing couples swimming.
There you go.
Look at us
exchanging oxygen.
We're going to carny the shit out of that. We're indie. We run indie wrestling companies. We do like 20 jobs at once. See,
$150. I was telling you, $150 for 12 hours is so cheap. But I get it. You get to be in a movie.
But do you get like free craft services too? Like, do you get like?
I was gonna say, can I get catering? That'd be worth it then. If I'm getting like food, feed me. If you're just gonna, you don't even have to pay me if you're feeding me.
DB and Primo are gonna go be movie stars.
It's like Ernest Goes to Camp.
God. They'll be hating on my dream, dog. My dream.
I'm so glad I couldn't come up with anything this week because that is so awesome.
Way better, right?
Yeah.
Good shit. Good stuff. All right, Primo, let's plug that merch, baby, which is on sale right now.
Yeah,
it is on sale. I get them emails from Kate Johnson all the time.
Yeah.
So, if you'd like to get some of our merchandise, we do have lots of designs up. You can get t-shirts, as you know, baby clothes, face masks. You can get journals with our design on them. You can get stickers and coffee mugs, of course. It's coming up on Christmas time. Who doesn't like coffee mugs? Get one for your dad and mom. It's an easy gift. www.tpublic.com/stores/sit-down-marks. That is www.tpublic.com/SITDOWNMARKS.
Why are you unsure about that S?
Because I forgot to... I forgot to put the stores part in there. I think
S?
I don't remember anymore, but it is tpublic.com/stores/sit-down-marks.
Merks.
All right,
Yes.
so let's just get right into these headlines, shall we?
Nothing like a good news giggle.
Look at you cueing yourself there. That's fantastic.
So on WrestlingNews.co, this is headlines edition. We're in November, by the way. November 2nd edition for all you marks out there. Go back. WrestlingNews.co, Matt Cardona said that this may be hard to believe, but he has made more money in 2022 than he made any year in his WWE career. And you think about that for a second. Independent wrestler, unsigned, making more money than a WWE contract. That's the truth.
I absolutely believe that.
Oh, me too. He's able to work. He's able to be a journeyman and work wherever he wants, and he's also a top draw at any promotion right now.
Matt Cardona.
Who was it?
Matt Cardona.
Oh yeah, I don't believe it, man. He's so hot right now. Jeez.
Plus, I bet he was making like what 500 an appearance, maybe 1,000 appearance.
Way more, at least, yeah.
No, I mean in WWE, and he was used so sporadically. Absolutely, he's making more.
You think they only paid him $500 to push him off the stage when in a wheelchair?
Yeah, yeah, dude. That's my guess. Something low, something absurdly low like that.
As we have alluded to several times tonight, Saudi Arabia has shared intelligence with the United States, warning of an imminent attack from Iran on targets in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Obviously, this could potentially affect this weekend's what the fuck was that thing called? Crown Jewel. I almost call it Crown Royal. Crown Jewel event that's supposed to take place on Saturday for the WWE. Now, you want my take on it?
Careful.
They should have turned that plane around.
Yes, and stay.
Don't even
don't even fuck with it.
Yep. And at the end of the day, fuck the contract. Care about the safety of your people.
Yes. Like you're out whatever $2 million, but you have why risk it at that point? Yeah, especially if it's credible information, which I don't know if it is or not, because
why else would Saudi share intel with the U.S. government like that?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't fuck around. I don't know. I don't.
So I personally, I would be okay if they just postponed it or turned it around and chose to do it somewhere else. At the end of the day, yes, I'm a wrestling fan, but I'm not so selfish that I don't wish for anyone to be unsafe. Come on.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Speaking of movie stars,
wait a minute. Okay, we're back. We're good again.
That was your 2-time Kurt Angle champion.
Yes. Technically 3, because I defended it once.
You're still a 2-time. You've held it twice.
He's current.
But I defended.
You're the current 2-time. I am the former 3-time.
Semantics.
Former.
Survivor Series changed that.
Probably.
Okay. That timer was rigged. So, speaking of movie stars, we go to some TV stars. Becky Lynch has been cast in Young Rock. You guys are familiar with Young Rock? It's the series about The Rock, obviously.
Yeah, I watched
when he was young.
Yeah.
Hence Young Rock. Anyway, season 3 of Young Rock, Becky Lynch has been cast to play Cyndi Lauper.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
She won't have to change the color of her hair.
Cool.
She won't, but she'll have to try to make an Irish woman sound kind of annoying because Cyndi Lauper's voice is very weird.
It's weird that you mentioned Cyndi Lauper because look what shirt I'm wearing.
That's true.
Yeah, it's odd. It's very odd. It's a Goonies shirt for those listening.
Out there. Yeah. I guess this is an audio thing too. Speaking of ladies of wrestling, you guys may be excited. I don't know if you've seen this. Former guest of the pod, and obviously someone who's skyrocketing in the independent scene, young lady Billy Starks is set to debut in Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling and will challenge Yuka Sakazaki for the Princess of Princesses title on November 27th.
How about that shit?
That's
Yeah.
really cool. Yeah,
I
I'm
saw
so
that
happy
and I was
for
like,
her.
How cool. How cool
going
is
to
that?
Japan.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time, man. She's gonna be able to pick wherever she wants to go.
And keep in mind, like, she's already doing this. She's, what, 18 years old?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
17, 18.
She's a child, and she's already doing all this. It's amazing.
Yeah. Pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. She's so talented.
Speaking of Japan, something we alluded to earlier also, Shinsuke Nakamura will go to Japan and wrestle Great Muta on New Year's Day. How about that? Good job, Papa H.
Oh, I can't wait to see. I'm so psyched
Because
for that.
a partnership between Noah and WWE has been formed for this particular matchup.
I fucking love it.
Yeah, good for him, man. I'm sure he's pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, really cool.
Awesome.
And finally, also, kind of on that Japanese trend, but this was here in the States, I think. Motor City Machine Guns, while they have been losing for some reason on Impact Wrestling, somebody apparently saw their value because they just became the NJPW Strong, because, you know, they have the show New Japan Pro Strong, open weight tag team champions after a 3-way matchup where they defeated LA Dojo and Aussie Open.
Nice.
But that was a fun match to watch. I wish I would
I
have seen
bet.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet it was too. Yeah, Aussie's been pretty hot right now too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's all I got in the headlines. You boys got anything else?
Nope.
No, you covered everything that I had here. All right, Primo, or excuse me, AJ, give us the preview.
AJ Mo
of next week, sir.
Pre-J.
What's up, bozos? This is Trevor Outlaw, but you can address me as yours rudely. And you're listening to the Sit Down Marks podcast with DB, Primo, and AJ.
I'm counting that as a win. Like that counts. Even though I was distracted, it still counts as a win. Preview of next week. I don't read these beforehand. As Thanksgiving month rolls around, and we really start to give thanks and appreciate really truly great things that have happened in wrestling in our lifetime. Next week, our Dropkick discussion is dedicated to just that. We will be discussing the ever-popular... Finger Poke of Doom. We're discussing the Finger Poke of Doom. Next week, we will discuss the ever-popular Finger Poke of Doom and all the nonsense involved. We will see how our picks came out at Crown Jewel, and if Logan Paul is our new tribal chief. Next week, the fun game of Squared Circle questions returns, and this time I will host, and Primo will take on DB. Thank all you smelly marks for listening to our banter. For I must go now. It is time to take my stacker too. Good night, Thomas Bryce.
Keep spreading the good word of wrestling. We really appreciate everybody listening to the pod. A lot of things coming up. We got some guests lined up here coming up soon. It's going to be a fun end to the year as Christmas is right around the corner, boys. You guys got anything else here before we go home?
No.
I'll tell you what I got.
I do. Primo, what kind of sandwich was that?
Well, I was going to say, Primo ate the whole goddamn episode and didn't even, offer us nothing.
So
nothing.
I got these.
This dude's been eating the whole time.
I love Twizzlers, right? And
Yeah.
Kimmy, oh my God, I just said her name on Mrs. Primo.
You can edit that out.
It was in the crinkle.
Yeah.
What are they, foot long
Look
Twizzlers?
at these big ass Twizzlers. They are 16 inches.
I want those. Where are they? Give me some.
Yeah, so, and the sandwich, since you asked, is a ham, turkey, salami, and Munster cheese with barbecue chips crunched inside.
Very good. That's
the
very
mustard cheese left over from Halloween.
Yeah.
Got him.
Got
I'm
him.
going now. See you guys later.
AJ, take us home, Daddy.
Fucking Munster cheese.
Grab them, catch. Oh, what's all you do? Grab them, catch. And listen, I don't care what it takes.
So I was totally disappointed, man. I went out trick-or-treating with my Halloween, with the kids like I normally do every year.
Mhm.
I seen zero wrestling outfits. I always see a Macho or a Flair or somebody. I didn't see none this year.
Really?
Are they losing their appeal?
Yeah, Diane Breed, dude.
I
Maybe there wasn't some John Cena's out there. You just couldn't see them.
Yeah.
Clever. Let's
Very
go home on
good.
that one. Top guys out, Primo. Top guys with dad jokes out. Yeah.